the overtime. So I was able to get a couple dimensions added yesterday. So it was at 837. So refresh it. It's now down to 829. So that list is definitely shrinking. So how long till it's at 0? Well, as close to 0 as it can be. 3 more minifigures for the eBay pile. So put these guys in here, and I definitely need to list on eBay again because this is getting quite full. It's getting quite warm out there. So now it's time to work on these containers of minifigure parts and similar that slipped through into the accessories and stuff like that, and just ones that were put in these containers for whatever reason. So now I'm going to just quickly dump all of these out here like this, and then sort them all into their proper drawers. This might take a while because there's a lot of small parts. So then the accessories that were all here now are finally all sorted into their different drawers, and then some drawers here, these 2 head drawers and this legs incomplete drawer are now filled up and will have to get listed. So then there's all of that stuff done, and then all the drawers from over here are now still over here, and the the neckwear are almost all sorted now as well. So good progress. There's only a little bit left. There's this here, and then this one, and the one underneath is empty. And then these things over here, which actually I should probably just leave those for now. But that's all that's left of the neckwear and footwear stuff. And then that's done and then processed. And so yeah, then not too much left from that. I guess in a little bit I should start listing these containers here and then get this stuff done. I put a few odds and ends here that I just wanted to get listed because there wasn't really anywhere else to put it. But yeah, overall good progress. That stuff's all done. So then once these accessories, and why do I keep saying accessories? Once this neckwear stuff is done, then that stuff can get put into the corner there. And if any of the drawers can be put back, I'll put them back. And then after that, the most likely next contender up is the printed part and stickered part container. This is going to add a lot of lots to the store. If I can get this entire thing listed, then I don't really see the store dropping below 20,000 lots before the end of the year if I could just snap my finger and get them listed. So there's just a lot in here, because not every single part, but like the majority of parts, I'd say like 80% or so of them are completely unique, because either it's the a completely different part, or like stickered part, or it's just the same part but in a completely different condition, because the sticker, someone could put it sideways on one, and although for some of those parts, if the sticker was sideways, you wouldn't list it. Others, it's not really any big problem because it's like almost impossible to notice, and some people don't mind. So then you have to list them separately and stuff like that. But yeah, this here is what is the most likely contender for next up for being sorted. And yeah, just lots of backlog to still get through. Got one container of minifigure parts over there that are just some torsos that I'll have to get to eventually. Then I was looking for this bag here, and then where did I put the other one? Right here. So now I've got 2 bags of minifigure arms and hands and this stuff. I just like to put in a bag and then completely forget about, because I do not want to have to list these guys, because I can only imagine how many thousands of arms and hands are in here, and then checking each arm for cracks and stuff like that. Even made a special tool. I mean, my dad made me a special tool for that. Let's see, can I find it? It's not there. Okay, right here. It's this special tool thing. It's got just an arm glued to the end of it, and then you can just easily hold the part with your hands so that you don't just completely destroy your fingers by holding the hand, and then you can just easily check each arm for cracks and stuff like that. So it works really well for that, but I just don't really look forward to actually listing these things, so I just leave them here for now, I guess. But yeah, lots of stickered parts to get to, and then I think it might be this container, although it may be a different one, are all stickered parts that just, okay, it's not the parts in the container, it's the parts in the bag. At least at the time that this stuff was sorted last, are ones that aren't yet in the Bricklink catalog, so that stuff will have to get added and everything like that eventually. But a lot of those have probably been added in the meantime because there's just been a lot of secret parts finally getting approved. So some of those will definitely be in the catalog. So before I eventually get to work on any of that stuff, then it'll be already cut down tremendously. But yeah, then I guess I should start working on these guys. Time to do the good old brittle brown test. This here is a reddish brown saddle, and these ones here are notorious for breaking. I'm not sure if all of them are affected by the brittle brown era, and the test usually can damage the part, so if it does not get completely destroyed, I'll have to check it thoroughly for damage. But basically, for these ones, since they break super easily whenever you ship them out, or if someone uses them and doesn't carefully use them and it is reddish brown, it's just asking for a refund, so it's always good to check, especially for saddles. I like to just get a regular thing, so right here I've got this, and just for an example, I'll show with a dark bluish gray one, unless this here's from the brittle brown era and is somehow affected as well. But then look here, nothing happens to it. I know I didn't use that much force because I'm confident that it's not going to break, although if this one does, then I'll just show it again. But this one, it's not breaking. Okay, this one doesn't seem to be brittle brown, because last time I did that test, I barely hit it and it just shattered everywhere. So I'll do a bit more tests off camera, just because I don't want to accidentally hit it and then destroy this or the part if it's not actually brittle brown. So I'll do some more tests and see if I can list it or not. So I'm now pretty confident that it's not reddish, not brittle reddish brown. So now what I do is I just grab something and I test the clips to see if the clips are good or not. This one here is obviously not that good, and now it's starting to make me wonder if it is reddish brown and I just missed it. But it's always good to do these tests before you actually list, especially for the saddles and sometimes some of the older flags and stuff like that, because if someone buys it and then they put something in the clip and it breaks instantly, well, then you're gonna have to give them a refund. So it's always good to test it before you send it out. And this one here, both clips broke instantly, and so yeah, realistically, I mean, I could sell this for a little bit still, and people would still buy it because not everyone cares if the clips are good or not. But I don't think that it's going to be worth it, especially since it is in reddish brown, since that means that since those clips just broke how they did it, it wasn't like a small stress line formed and then it cracked or anything like that. It just snapped instantly, which does make me think it is a brittle brown, but just not as brittle as some of the other ones I've had. So this one here won't get listed, and that probably has something to do with the value of this part here, $3.30 a piece, because they just keep breaking so often, especially this color from that era, that they're just worth that much because no one can ever get them in good condition anymore. So then, with renewed confidence that it was brittle brown, I just tried it again, and it shattered instantly. I was able to get a good angle to test it out, and now it shattered. So it's good that I was able to get that tested here, because that means it won't break when someone buys it. So that's all done now, and I can just get rid of that, because all I ended up doing was basically just setting it at this angle here, and then using this, and then I made sure it didn't get caught in the charging port, and then I just hit it like this, and it just cracked instantly. And like I used a little bit, yeah, I used about this much pressure, and this one's just not breaking. This one shattered instantly. So yeah, definitely brittle brown. Just finished with this latest upload, so time to now upload it directly to Bricklink. So then there's that. Not sure how many. Okay, so this one here I'll have to combine. This one I'll have to combine. But I don't think there's any more. Oh, this one I'll have to combine. But then that's also another 119.34, or no, 119.94 added. These here are the garbage parts, they're just really damaged. And then this stuff here is done. The next batch has now been added to Brickstore. And now the other upload of just these weird wire cord thingies is now done. So $52, 22 lots uploaded, and now that is done. So today they just put the roof thing back in the roof, and then they just called it a day, like those circle things. So yeah, they do not make that much progress each day, because apparently they work on like a whole bunch of different sites all at the same time, so they only spend a little bit at each place for the most part. Although tomorrow they'll be here for a bit longer because they're taking off the popcorn ceiling, so hopefully they'll work for more than an hour or two, but who knows. But yeah, at least it's slowly getting there. But then they said now that it could easily take up to another month at this point before renovations are done. Who knows? Yogurt time. So I'm now going to process this order I got in the mail today, and then after that, probably work on some of these standard helmets, and I do have a couple more in the store again, and try to get all these guys listed. With that order, I was able to rebuild these minifigures and get a couple parts for other minifigures that will hopefully be needed in the future. So I can put these guys away now and then get to these guys. The white helmets are now done, so this is the new and old combined. There's exactly 100 of them, so that's interesting. And yeah, like expected, for the white helmets in specific, there's just a lot of them that are just not listable because they're just yellowed, marked up, and everything like that, more so than other helmets. And so now these can go in that box there. And then I've got the black helmets left, and then the printed helmets, and then the standard helmets are done. Finally found what I think is my first actual, well, noticeable misprint. As you can see here, I've got these 3 helmets, and one of excuse me, and one of them doesn't really match up with the rest. And as you can see, this one here is printed backwards by the looks of it. I did a few scans for it, and it seems like there is only one version of this helmet. But then let's just actually check real quick. 2446, and then what was the thing? PB31, and of course I forgot to remove that, and then click on this. Yep, there only seems to be one version of it on 3 different minifigures. All looks the same, so yeah, definitely seems like it is my first misprint. So now finished with the helmets, so now let's export it to Bricklink. So there's that. And then don't think there's anything to consolidate. All in $46, plus the ones that were listed directly on the Bricklink that were just an additional quantity. So that's all done now. So on to the next thing. Just sold another hockey card. This one was listed for 30, sold for 21.5, and that's fine for hockey cards, because hockey cards, for most of them, not all of them, but most of them, it's just really up in the air prices. Nothing's like, I was looking at it, this card sold not that long ago for just $10, and then this is the out of $199 version, and then the out of $499 version sells anywhere between $3 to $20, so it's just incredibly up in the air as to what it all goes for and everything like that. But then this here is sold now. So today in renovations, they did one thing. They moved the plumbing from here to there, and then they were gone by, I want to say, before 1 p.m. So they were not here that long, but that's done now. And we thought that they said that they're going to be removing the popcorn roof today. And the way that they're talking, it made it sound like it's a long process, and they would start it this morning, and then they would finish probably by like 7 p.m. or something like that. But now, since literally no one's here and it's already past 3 p.m., we're assuming that they mean that no one's actually going to be here until 7 p.m. So who knows about that? But at least a little bit of something's getting done each day. It's getting a little warm. Pretty solid shipping day today. All of the orders are now pulled. Then these are the eBay ones. Then there is I already forget which containers go with which containers, but there's like maybe these 2, or it's these, no, it's these 2 here. And then like these 2 are one order and stuff like that. But then all the other ones are just one order. And then my parents are now starting to sort the stickered parts container, which is, there's a lot of them, and they're still trying to figure out the categories, because I had them somewhat started, but it's just really inconsistent and confusing and everything like that, because it's just, it is. And then so then there's all this stuff here now, and then some of the nice one of the nice finds was, if I can find it, I do not know which container it was in though. Let's see here. I want to say it was in this one, but I'm not seeing it. But where did it go? Well, I'm not seeing it anymore. But there's one of those light bluish gray panel things from the one Star Wars set that goes for like 30 or 40 bucks or so. And so that one was in here. I knew it was in here from a long time ago, but then I just never actually listed it when I found it. I just left it in the container for whatever reason. But oh well, there's that. Well, it's probably in this container here somewhere, but it's one of these things here. windscreens. I don't remember if I accidentally said panel, but it's one of these windscreens in light bluish gray that's worth a whole bunch. So is it in here then? Maybe. Let's see. Not really seeing it, but yeah, who knows? It's somewhere here, probably. But either way, it's now that orders are pulled and I finished breakfast. It's yogurt time, and this yogurt container is going to be empty, so I'll need another yogurt container and try not to drop that because that wouldn't be too nice. So yeah, better start getting yogurt ready. Yogurt time. Possibly the last recording of the old popcorn roof. Just finished rebuilding the applicable ones that I could on eBay. So these guys here are all relisted now. These ones I was unable to relist, and I'm probably going to place an order to try and get that guy relisted. So yeah, then I'm going to process the orders there probably, and then place a few orders, and yeah, making some progress. Oh yeah, and then I have a few parts here for some dimensions. So yeah, the popcorn ceiling has now been removed, and it looks nicer, but it stinks horribly. Apparently the process, it does make a huge mess. Let's get this to focus. But it also stinks horribly. So I'm assuming it's something to do with the paint because they're scraping it off and stuff like that. But the process uses a lot of water, and so then that just made it like an extra stuffy, weird smell for the longest time. And yeah, but either way, the popcorn roof has now been removed. The perfect time for breakfast. But yeah, this is the end of the vlog. So my dad's made some good progress on the sorting of the stickered and printed parts. I told him not to really trust the categories I had made because I had really inconsistent categories. Nothing really made sense how I had it because I didn't really have it in mind for sorting. It was just confusing. But then he's made some more categories, so good progress is being made here. I think my goal today will be to try and tackle some of these containers over here. But yeah, this is the end of the vlog, so thanks for watching. If you got this far, today is a Saturday, so the next vlog should be out on Wednesday.